Alright, here we go. If I didn't have enough Blu-ray updates in the last couple of weeks, here we go. A lot more. I'm almost in Blu-ray heaven. You know, I could lay them out on the floor and bury myself in them, and that to me would be very comforting. That's what I want as a coffin. I want a Blu-ray case as a coffin. You know, just have my coffin be made of like a clear blue plastic and I'm good. So stick around because I got a whole lot. Starting off, Thor the Dark World. This movie I really liked. I thought it was really good. Better than the first Thor for sure. Because that one I do like still. But yeah, this one had a lot more action. A lot less humor of just Thor is a fish out of water humor. Which kind of works out because, you know, Thor is finally just the badass. Give him the hammer, let him smash shit. That's what you want. I love you, Jenny, but why do you have AIDS? Forrest Gump, the Sapphire series, same thing I got with the Gladiator. And this movie's a classic. You know, Robert Zemeckis, the guy that brought us that classic Back to the Future, among a lot of other things. You know, a couple creepy CGI looking movies like Christmas Carol and The Polar Express. He directed a really good movie, and the only thing about that movie, that shouldn't have won the frickin' Oscar, okay? Because if you think about it, that came out the same year as Pulp Fiction. Come on. Next up, Andy Dufresne crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side. It's Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman in this movie, man. Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins. This movie is a classic, and yeah. It's funny that it took me this long to get it, considering it's like one of the cheapest Blu-rays you can find. It's like $5 to $7 at every Walmart every time you go there, and it took me a long time to get it for some reason. The Matrix. This movie is a sci-fi classic and kind of it is a superhero movie, okay? The other two we won't talk about, but this one is a classic, and whoa, I know Kung Fu. Yeah, that's a terrible Keanu Reeves, but he's terrible at it too. Next up, The Fifth Element. Bruce Willis with blonde hair, man. This is a really good sci-fi movie too. Bruce Willis with sci-fi really works out. You know, 12 Monkeys, Looper, The Fifth Element. He should stick with sci-fi because every time he does it, pretty much it works out. Except for that Surrogates movie, that was garbage. But this is really good, really funny movie. And the first time I saw it, I had no idea what it was. I was just like, well, I heard it's good. It's got Bruce Willis, but I didn't know much. And you know, Mia Jovovich. Multipass. I hate her in the Resident Evil movies, but that's not her fault. She's really good in this, though. She should be in more good movies, because she is a good actress. Next up, Collateral, one of the best Michael Mann movies ever. Probably his best, you know, this one or Heat, you never know. Yeah, it's not like you're going to say, oh no, it was Public Enemies, that was his best. Fuck off. Tom Cruise in this movie, man. Tom Cruise is fantastic. Jamie Foxx is really good. This movie, the nightlife of Los Angeles. You're basically driving around LA at night and Tom Cruise is shooting people out windows. Even more Tom Cruise, Minority Report. I saw this about 3 weeks ago and immediately went, must get the Blu-ray, Amazon, take it away. I don't like this cover though. That doesn't really look like Tom Cruise to me. It really doesn't. If you look at the poster for the movie, that would have been a good Blu-ray cover. But that's nitpicking. Anyway, this movie, it's fantastic. A great sci-fi movie. It feels like Indiana Jones in the future at times. 21 Jump Street. Saw the sequel not long ago, and I'll buy that eventually, but this one I had to get on Blu-ray. You know, fucking, man, this movie's good. Alright, alright, alright. Suck this. If you haven't seen the movie, that'll make no sense. But Killer Joe. This is one of the most underrated movies of all time because no one talks about it, even though it is like, critically praised, I guess you would say. If you look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, it's probably really high rated. Matthew McConaughey in this movie. Hey, hey, hey. You ever seen this movie? Be a lot cooler if you did. Yeah, okay, that's enough about that. This says all you need to know about the movie. Okay? Another underrated movie, and I wouldn't say like it's a great, amazing movie that everyone needs to see. I think it's just because it is a remake, and the original did it really well, and this one didn't change much, so that's why like people are just like, it's no good. But I really like Carrie, okay? Chloe Grace Moretz is one of my favorite actresses, and I thought she did really good. Yeah, this movie doesn't change much. It stays truer to the novel at some points, and most of the time feels just like the old movie with updated technology and time. But yeah, I really like this. Julianne Moore is really good in it, even though there's a couple times Julianne Moore just feels like, I'm the crazy Christian lady. But aside from that, you know, really good performance. I really feel bad for Carrie, okay? I'm gonna do a video talking about it because it's a sad story. This is like a Shakespearean tragedy with telekinesis. And Chloe Grace Moretz looks kind of hot in that bloody dress. Right there? Yeah. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you got the Blu-ray. Okay, yeah, Lego movie. What hasn't been said about this movie already? Come on, it's fantastic. And what's funny is I actually already have this. I bought this, but it turns out my sister also bought it, so I'll grab that to show that off in a second. Because my sister bought the 3D version. Yeah, I didn't need the 3D version to me because I'm not a fan of home 3D. You know, if you got a good TV, it's fine, but it's just, if it's good like Gravity in the theater, okay, but everything else just kind of sucks anyway, so I don't care about watching it at home. But it came with this Emmett thing. You can stand it up. Look at that. Come on, that's awesome. Andy Dufresne crawled through a river of shit. Oh, wrong movie. You can't talk about the Lego movie without mentioning Batman, you know? I'm Batman. I work in black, or a very, very dark gray. He's the best part of the movie, okay? Batman is absolutely the best part of the movie. And speaking of Batman, there's a little Batman influence in this movie, if you've seen it. Mallrats. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Silent Bob and his Batman grappling gun. Mallrats is fantastic. It's underrated because it came out after Kevin Smith made Clerks, so people are like, well, it's not Clerks, but if this came out first, I think people would have gave it a little more respect. I love Kevin Smith movies, but this one's like among my favorite. There's something about it that just, I could watch it over and over. And Stan the Man Lee is in this. Say, would you like a chocolate-covered pretzel? I think I showed this once before because my sister also bought it, but you know, I'm in a new house and eventually I'm going to move out, get my own house, so I got to have the movie for myself. Kick-Ass 2. Okay, again, Chloe Grace Moretz, just love that chick. She's awesome and fantastic. This movie, she owns this movie because aside from Kick-Ass, the story focuses on her a lot, becoming a teenager, and it almost feels like Carrie when she's getting bullied and stuff. It's like weird watching it in the theater knowing, you know, in like 3 months I'm going to be seeing Carrie probably, and it's the same thing. Carrie ends with her exploding people and setting them on fire, and Kick-Ass just has the 6 sticks, so I kind of prefer Carrie in that aspect, but Hit Girl's a badass. And Jim Carrey's in the movie Colonel Stars and Stripes, reporting for duty. Both Spielberg movies. Well, this one has 2 Spielberg movies and a Joe Johnston movie. I'll give you 3 seconds to figure out what it is. Jurassic Park. Dun, 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 dun. No, that's Indiana Jones. Fuck. I actually can't do the Jurassic Park theme. It's a little too complicated for me. But yeah, Jurassic Park Trilogy. So, very simple. Jurassic Park, the first movie, I'm out of focus. The first Jurassic Park movie is a classic. The second one is actually a really good movie until they get to the city, because then it feels all disconjointed from the rest of the movie and just kind of like, what the hell is going on here? But the rest of the movie is good. Even though Julianne Moore in Jurassic Park 2, I hate that performance. It was awful to me. There's that scene where she's like on glass and it's cracking and she might fall to her death. That whole like scene, the trailer's getting knocked over the cliff. She barely felt scared or anything. Like looking at that performance, she didn't look scared or anything. She just kind of looked like, huh? Huh? Like that really drove me nuts. Like, fuck, you suck in this movie. And she's great in so many things, but Jurassic Park 2 is just, And Jurassic Park 3, we don't talk about it. Okay, we do. You remember that movie? What's there to say? The guy falls asleep on the plane and he has a dream where a dinosaur starts talking to him. And the damn dinosaurs start talking to each other too, I believe. But that's not a dream, that's in the movie. Finally, Indiana Jones, The Complete Adventures. 3 fantastic movies and then 1 movie we don't talk about. So you open it up and yeah, it's fantastic. Woo! Sean Connery Jr. We named the dog Indiana. And then yeah, that one never happened, right? Agreed. The Indiana Jones movies. I will say this, I called it a classic trilogy, even though I haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. I know. Reach through the camera, reach through the screen and slap me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good hit. Anyway, I've seen Temple of Doom and I've seen The Last Crusade. and I've seen a little bit of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but I have not seen Raiders yet, so I'm going to sit down and watch all of them. I really like Short Round from Temple of Doom. Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones! Yeah, he was good, and he was also in Goonies as that James Bond gadget-making kid, so he had a good couple years. But Indiana Jones is such a classic trilogy, and I did hum the theme earlier, but dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's great. So this is all of them. Like, look at that, it's bigger than my fucking head. It's actually a little scary. Oh god, I'm gonna drop it. So comment below, tell me what you think of the movies or Blu-rays, whatever you want. So thanks for watching, I'll see you guys later.